What if the home you've fought so hard to build feels less like a sanctuary and more like a gilded cage, where your past is welcome only as long as it stays silent? In A New Home for the Irish Daughter, Kate Hewitt returns to the world of Siobhan O'Malley with a sequel that transforms upward mobility into its own kind of exile, proving that escaping poverty doesn't automatically grant peace, and that the hardest borders to cross are often the ones inside ourselves. This isn't merely a continuation of an immigrant saga, it's a searing exploration of assimilation's hidden costs, maternal sacrifice, and the terrifying realization that achieving the dream can sometimes mean losing the dreamer. From the first polished yet aching narration, listeners are drawn back into early 20th century New York, where parlor rooms replace tenements, but loneliness lingers in every well-appointed corner. Perfect for fans of multi-generational historical fiction and stories where progress comes with profound emotional tolls, this audiobook delivers relentless heartbreak, nuanced character evolution, and a protagonist whose journey from survival to selfhood resonates with anyone who has ever wondered if belonging requires erasure. Now firmly established in middle-class respectability, Siobhan O'Malley should feel triumphant, yet the elegant brownstone she's worked decades to secure echoes with the silence of unspoken grief and cultural dislocation. As her children embrace American identity with eager abandon and her husband navigates new professional pressures, Siobhan finds herself stranded between two worlds, too refined for the old neighborhood, too foreign for the new. When a crisis forces her to confront buried traumas and reevaluate what home truly means, she must choose between maintaining the facade of success or risking everything to reclaim the authentic self she sacrificed along the way. Hewitt masterfully avoids tidy resolutions. Instead, she crafts a narrative where healing is messy, integration is incomplete, and love demands honesty over performance. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional complexity, capturing Siobhan's wary grace and the ensemble's shifting dynamics with vocal textures that make every polite conversation feel layered with longing, and every moment of vulnerability feel like rebellion. You don't just hear her struggle, you feel the weight of a woman learning that true home begins within, not without. What elevates A New Home for the Irish Daughter beyond typical sequel fare is its unflinching examination of class mobility as psychological displacement. Siobhan isn't simply adjusting to wealth, she's mourning the loss of community, language, and identity that came with it. Her relationships evolve through acts of courageous authenticity, tense dialogues with children who view her heritage as embarrassment, fragile reconciliations with friends left behind in the tenements, and a marriage tested by unspoken resentments that prosperity couldn't heal. Supporting characters shine with lived-in depth, daughters navigating their own hybrid identities, neighbors whose kindness masks condescension, even the house itself rendered as both achievement and artifact of compromise. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. Belonging isn't earned through status, but cultivated through truth. Even domestic rituals, tea services, holiday traditions, school events, become sites of negotiation where cultural memory clashes with social expectation. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive emotional descent. The narrator embodies Siobhan's matured perspective with remarkable subtlety. Her voice carries decades of suppressed sorrow beneath composed elegance, while secondary voices shift across generations and classes, making every relationship distinct yet interconnected. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distant streetcars marking urban change, the hushed tick of grandfather clocks in empty parlors, the rustle of fine fabric during moments of performative normalcy, all ground psychological stakes in sensory reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of internal reckoning, deliberate during reflections on loss and identity, then surging with urgency as Siobhan's authenticity ignites external transformation. Whether you're navigating modern transitions or sitting in quiet contemplation, the audiobook creates a portable sanctuary where history feels intimate and healing feels possible. It's storytelling as embodied empathy, transforming passive listening into active participation in a journey where home is reclaimed, not acquired. Ultimately, A New Home for the Irish Daughter redefines historical sequels by centering interiority over external achievement. It satisfies cravings for narrative continuity while delivering substantive commentary on assimilation, motherhood, and the radical act of honoring one's whole self across changing circumstances. Prior knowledge of the first book enriches the experience, but the emotional arc stands powerfully on its own. If you've ever wondered whether success requires forgetting, or if true belonging can coexist with ambition, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop performing and start remembering. Press play, step across the threshold of expectation, and prepare to believe that home isn't a destination, it's the ongoing practice of returning to yourself. Your next favorite historical novel isn't waiting in grand milestones, it's waiting in the quiet, trembling choice to speak your truth in a room